Hello, welcome to Red Hat JBoss Fuse Home Run Quick Start Demo Part 6. In this series of demo, we're going to show you how to create the JBoss Fuse application from scratch. And in this part of the demo, I'm going to show you how to run a standalone Camel instance with JBoss Developer Studio. And I'm also going to show you the new debugging feature in JBoss Developer Studio that is in this that started from Fuse 6.2. We are going to start by running the JBoss Fuse application, and so the way we're gonna install the JBoss is to simply unzip the entire package, and then if you go down to the bin directory, you'll find a Fuse executable file. So if you start the Fuse application by executing that file, if you're under Windows, please use the fuse.bat. And once it started, we have already started, and inside it has a built-in messaging broker. So we're gonna use that broker for our demo application. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually creating an admin user for so we can use it later to access the admin console. So this is creating the user. So now if you go back to JBoss Developer Studio, so, I'm going to start the Camel routes by going into the JBoss Developer Studio and run the Camel routes. So it should be run as and local Camel context. So it will start up a standalone Camel instance in your laptop and or in your computer, and it should be start and running. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually setting up the debugging points, because sometimes that you have the need of see what's actually going on in the route. So you can now actually click on the components that you want to debug with and start and run, and you could start running with the debug mode. And the debug mode will take you to the debug view. So in the debugging view, you will see the Camel routes in the center, and on the top you'll see all the threads that is actually running the Camel instance. And here you see all the different other route that I've started, and you see all the different breakpoints that I have assigned within the routes. So I'm actually going to trigger the application to make it running. So I'm actually placing a customer file into the files that is actually that is the starting point. And now you could see the application actually takes you to the debugging view. And here in the center, you'll see the dash line between the components, and the dash line between the components is the ones that is stopping it. On the right hand side, you will see all the different informations inside the Camel routes. So you'll see the settings in the exchange and the headers, messaging headers, and also the body of the message as well. So this is what is in the message. It's the XML file, which is totally correct. And if you click on the next, it's going to take you to the next breakpoint. And in this breakpoint, you should be able to see the different headers as well as the threads and everything else here. So yep, and here are the exchange informations and stuff like that. And here are the headers, of course. Also, you would also see the bodies and the things within the processor and the different thread that is actually allocated to this instance as well. You'll see how the threads are actually doing, what they are busy with, and that's keep going. And once it passes through all the breakpoints, it's going to continue on and run the application. And now I'm going to copy my house information, and I'm going to place it in my folder, because I didn't set any of the contents in debugging. I didn't start up start up my house appraisal with the debug mode, so it will not go into debug mode. So you have a choice of starting up the debug mode or not. Okay, so now I have finished everything. Now what I want to do is I want to go to the database view. So I'm going to show you the things I have actually entered. I have actually successfully entered the XML informations into my databases. Here are the things that are currently in my H2 database. Right. So now everything is inside database. XML file has been transformed into the database, and every appraisal with and it's actually getting information from Google App Engine as well. And lastly, I'm going to test my RESTful services. So with my RESTful services, in default, it's going to be in port 8080. So now I'm going in, and with the context path and the summary services, now I have a JSON file that is returned with all the content that is selected from the database, and all the personal value as well. So thanks for watching.